Welcome back to the workshop. It's Tyler from Iron River Armory, and in this video we're making the throat slicer from the Fallout 4 Nuka World DLC. We'll be making this monster slicer out of a bar of 1095 carbon steel, and we're going to start by using Solidworks to design the blade. After the model is made in SolidWorks, we put it in Fusion 360 to create a program for the CNC machine to follow.
Alright, the blade and handle are all cut out. Got some cleanup to do. The plasma cutter did cut into the handle there a little bit, but this is supposed to be from a post-apocalyptic world, so we'll just make it into the design.
We use the contact wheel on the grinder to get precise contact of the metal to remove all the molten metal from the CNC machine. The holes were slightly too small for the bolts that hold the handle and blade together, so I used a file to widen them. The blade is supposed to be worn and battle hardened, so I add scratches in with an angle grinder. Blue paint and a metal scribe are used to have a template on the blade I can follow to grind in the bevels.
Okay, we need a 10-degree angle for the blade. We have the backstop of the grinder at 77 and the angle jig at 67, so for a grand total of 10 degrees.
The top edge of the blade I set to 20 degrees for a more aggressive bevel angle. Here I'm grinding in a secondary bevel at a steep angle to make the blade super sharp. We start the heat treat off by annealing the blade for 2 hours at 1500 degrees 2 times to relieve any stress in the blade before quenching. We let the blade air cool between each cycle. Quench is done at 1475 degrees and we use a canola oil for the dunk. We then temper the blade at 450 degrees for 2 hours to slightly soften the blade to make sure it's not too brittle. And on to my favorite part of the knife making project, hours of hand sanding. We do the body and the handle of the knife at an 80 grit sandpaper and the edge up to a 320 grit. The handle of the blade is supposed to be formed out of a wrench, so I'll be laser engraving markings for the size and manufacture of the tool. We start by cutting out a stencil of the handle to put the actual handle in to make sure it's completely centered for the laser engraver. This build has been awesome, and I think it's a good fit for the post-apocalyptic world of Fallout.
Death to humans! Life to us!